There are moments in life when a single revelation can shift everything we thought we knew. For years, Abby and Brittany Hensel's story was met with admiration, curiosity, and a quiet respect for the boundaries they carefully maintained. They navigated the world together, side by side, controlling what was shared and what remained private. Yet a confession from their mother, Patty, quietly altered that balance. It was not sensational or celebratory. It was deeply human, full of both honesty and regret. The revelation confirmed a long-standing rumor about Abby, and its impact stretched far beyond the gossip. Within their family, it sparked tension and distance that had been simmering quietly for years. The world saw a single story about a wedding, but behind it was a family negotiating privacy, autonomy, and trust in a life constantly observed, showing just how delicate the balance between love and exposure can be. The rumor that never went away. For years, the internet had whispered about a possibility few could imagine, that one of the Hensel twins might have married. At first, it was small speculation, a curiosity more than anything else. Abby and Brittany had spent their lives challenging assumptions about what they could or could not do, making clear that they were individuals, even while sharing a body. But the idea of marriage ignited endless questions. If one sister fell in love, what did that mean for the other? Posts, blurry photos, and online rumors circulated without confirmation. The twins maintained their usual privacy, carefully avoiding public commentary. Then, in 2024, a social media post changed everything. Joshua Bowling, a U.S. Army veteran and nurse, shared a wedding photo showing Abby in a dress and Brittany at her side. Suddenly, what had been speculation was undeniable, and the world demanded answers that the sisters had never intended to provide. A mother's weighty confession. Patty Hensel's confirmation of Abby's marriage was not a triumphant announcement, but a moment of quiet honesty. She had known about the wedding from the start, but the twins' decision to keep it private, even from extended family, had created tension over time. When the rumor surfaced publicly, she faced constant questions from media, neighbors, and strangers. Eventually, she acknowledged the truth, not to betray her daughters, but because she refused to continue lying. The confession, however, did not feel neutral to Abby and Brittany. To them, a boundary had been crossed. Their lives were meticulously managed for privacy, and for the first time, someone they loved had exposed them publicly. The emotional impact on the twins. Abby and Brittany's response to their mother's revelation reflected years of experience protecting themselves from the world's gaze. They had grown up under constant attention, with cameras, documentaries, and invasive questions shaping their childhood. Privacy was more than a preference, it was survival. When Patty confirmed the wedding publicly, the twins experienced feelings of exposure and betrayal, even though the world had only seen it as a factual clarification. Anger and sadness followed, compounded by the knowledge that the person they had trusted most had unintentionally broken the boundary they had built around their private lives. This moment highlighted the delicate balance between family transparency and personal autonomy, showing that even in the closest relationships, privacy is a deeply valued and sometimes fragile gift. Marriage and shared life, Abby and Brittany's lives had always been about individuality within togetherness. From childhood, each had cultivated distinct personalities. Abby loved bright colors and sparkles, while Brittany preferred hats and muted tones. Their differences were nurtured by their parents, who encouraged separate identities despite the unique physical reality of their shared body. Marriage represented another layer of individuality and personal choice, a deeply intimate step that reflected Abby's own desires. When she married Joshua, it was not a defiance of expectation, but a private celebration of love. Brittany supported her sister fully, standing beside her as she had for every milestone. For the twins, this shared support was natural, an extension of a lifetime of mutual respect and teamwork that outsiders often struggled to understand. Their bond remained unbroken, even as external pressures tested the family. Joshua's role in their story. Joshua Bowling entered their lives not as a curious observer, but as someone who recognized Abby's humanity and individuality. He accepted the unique dynamic between the sisters, respecting both their privacy and their shared life. His presence highlighted the importance of understanding and empathy in relationships that defy conventional norms. Many outside observers questioned logistics or appropriateness, but within the family, Joshua's respect for both sisters created a stable and loving environment. His role was not about fascination with the unusual, but about supporting Abby's choices while honoring Brittany's experience. Growing up under scrutiny, Abby and Brittany's childhood was shaped by constant observation. From national television appearances to documentaries, the world's fascination followed them relentlessly. Their parents worked to provide as ordinary a childhood as possible, allowing for individual expression, separate interests, and unique identities. From learning to walk and play sports to excelling academically, the twins developed extraordinary teamwork skills, negotiating a shared body with trust and cooperation. Even school, often a source of stress for children, became an arena where they thrived, learning to adapt while maintaining their distinct personalities. These early experiences cultivated resilience, independence, and empathy, preparing them for adult life in which curiosity, judgment, and public scrutiny would always be a part of their reality. Teaching and inspiring empathy. As adults, Abby and Brittany chose careers in education, sharing their experiences with children while modeling acceptance and understanding. In classrooms filled with naturally curious students, they answered questions thoughtfully, distinguishing between what they were willing to share and what they wished to keep private. Through their work, the twins fostered empathy without judgment, helping students see difference as a normal and valuable part of humanity. Even as teachers, public attention remained, and their personal milestones became subjects of speculation. Abby's marriage intensified this scrutiny, but the twins remained steadfast, prioritizing their values and emotional boundaries over public curiosity. Their work demonstrated that living authentically often requires courage, patience, and the ability to navigate societal expectations without compromise. Family boundaries and trust. The tension between Abby and Brittany and their mother was not born from malice, but from a deeply human place of hurt and miscommunication. Patty had fought for their autonomy and privacy throughout their lives, yet a single public acknowledgement shifted the dynamics unexpectedly. The twins felt a breach of trust, prompting a necessary distance from someone they loved deeply. This experience illustrates how even the closest bonds can be tested when private decisions are shared publicly without full consent. It is a poignant reminder that protecting boundaries within families is just as important as within the broader world, and that trust, once fractured, requires patience and understanding to restore. Living life on their own terms. Despite public curiosity and family tension, Abby and Brittany continue to live life on their own terms. They maintain careers they love, foster meaningful relationships, and navigate the world with resilience and unity. Joshua's presence adds support and understanding, and their bond as sisters remains the foundation of their shared experience. Even under scrutiny, they demonstrate the power of teamwork, empathy, and careful boundary setting. Their story shows that while the world may seek to define or dissect unusual lives, it is ultimately the individuals themselves who determine the terms of their existence. Through love, perseverance, and unwavering unity, Abby and Brittany prove that a shared life can thrive, even amidst challenges that might seem insurmountable to outsiders. A story of resilience. Abby and Brittany Hensel's journey is more than a tale of fascination or curiosity. It is a profoundly human story of resilience, identity, and love. Their mother's confession, the scrutiny of the public, and the challenges of living a life unlike any other have shaped them, but not defined them. They continue to navigate privacy, family, and personal choice with grace and determination. Their story reminds the world that behind every sensational headline is a human life, full of emotions, boundaries, and personal decisions that deserve respect. Abby and Brittany's bond, their courage, and their commitment to living authentically stand as a testament to the strength of the human spirit, proving that even in the most unusual circumstances, dignity, love, and unity can prevail.